difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to say it and not get strung up in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got me too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free cause we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
I think it's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name, when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family, without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase, but you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill. When the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
I can't be canceled, there's no way that you can stop me. I'm fully independent, there's no label who can drop me. Y'all been starting rumors, let me help you with some. Yeah. I'm a racist, I'm a sexist, I'm in love with Donald Trump. Y'all can't cancel me, my life is scandal free. There ain't no sponsors taking losses cause the
Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the Number 9 with Tommy podcast. The season's upon us, it's that time of year, with family feuds and DUIs and Santa's reindeer. So hire an Uber, a Lyft, or a cab. Don't end up on our podcast while we talk all our crap. Be good to your neighbors, but not too good, you know what I mean? Tommy only banged that married chick because he was a teen. I've got a tiny package for Miss Elizabeth to unwrap, and a boatload of mental health low points for my therapist to unpack. If you can't get along with your family, listen to my important next line. Toxic people drain the joy from your heart. If you don't find joy in their company, spend your holiday apart. You're not a bad guy or evil or even a Grinch. It's not your fault Aunt Karen's a mouthy old bitch. It's time to smile, love, and relax. And we're bringing you this show to help with all that. With me, looking like a holiday snowman, Tommy fucking Washington. What's been up, man? How are you?
Pat, you skipped a line.
Did I?
Yeah, it said, don't get stressed about the holidays. That's a waste of time.
Oh, all right. No, that's fair. I did.
The one time I actually read along, you skipped it. Very nice.
Yeah, well, this is what you get when you write it 5 minutes before the show.
It makes me wonder, how many other times have you skipped it?
Oh, God. I'm sure I change the words as I'm reading them. I skip lines. Who knows, bro?
I just want to give a big old shout out to RP Griff. He's in the chat. Where you cats at? That's what he said. That was his first time chat from viewer. Where you cats at? I cannot
see the chat.
I don't know why.
I see me and you.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I'm emailing this into the show, and we're going to show this on the podcast like live real quick, because is
it one of those memes everybody's always talking about?
Yes, this shit is fucking hilarious. Hold on. I gotta, because it's on my work phone, so I gotta send it to myself and then I can send it in. But anyway, Pat, how are you? How's
doing well?
How's
Went
life?
to an ugly sweater party last night. I think I won. I'm not positive. We didn't actually have a winner, but everybody said that I won.
I've only been to one ugly sweater party in my entire life, and Griff can attest to this. It was at his house. You know what I wore, Pat?
A t-shirt?
Nope, I wore a sweater.
Oh shit! Oh my God! Please tell me you wore a Packers sweater.
No.
That would have been amazing at Griff's house.
No, it was way better. It was by far the best sweater in the joint. I wore a sweater with a mirror taped to it.
I thought of that. The other one I wanted to. So it was Liz's brother had the party, and I wanted to go on his Facebook and get a picture of him and his girlfriend. They live together, and I wanted to put their picture on Liz and I's sweaters, and she thought that was too mean, and I thought that was fucking brilliant to just bomb the host of the party.
Yeah. Griff just sent me a funny ass football meme. So okay. Griff and Pat and I were talking about this before the show because he didn't see what happened with Urban Meyer getting fired as the Jags head coach for kicking that kicker.
Yeah, I was left off at allegations.
Well, it's still an allegation. He got fired because of the allegation. There's no way to prove that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a he said, she said, or he said situation. There's no way to prove that. But it's Griff, help me up here. What the hell's this kid name? Who's the quarterback for the Bears? The kid they just drafted.
Joe Montana.
Kid. Nope. Well, fuck. What's his name?
Brett Favre.
No, it's a black kid there. Fuck. I can't remember his name. No. Griff's gonna say it. No. Hopefully Griff says it at some point. But it says, yeah, so I was just sitting there stretching before practice, and Matt Nagy came over and kicked me because Matt Nagy's the coach for the Bears and he sucks. Justin Fields. There you go. All right, there you go. All right, so anyway, we're going to show this fucking thing live real quick if I can figure out how to do it. Let's see. So, if you guys are in any sort of automotive field where you have vehicles outside your building, there has been quite the issue with catalytic converters getting stolen. And a guy from work just sent me this, and it's fucking hilarious. Oh, you guys don't need to see that. Let's see here. But I need you to fill in some time so I don't have to stop recording this. That'd be great.
I was just thinking about all the jokes I could make about your technical difficulties.
I'm not sure why I'm doing this on the fly, dude. Like, I'm fucking moving and grooving.
No debate. You'll figure it out, too. If you could just kick me into memes, I'll gladly start going over the memes.
Well, I'm going to put this into the memes. It's going to be the first meme that we show.
Okay.
Or the last one.
In that case, we've got some great memes coming up.
Great memes coming up.
Yep, true story. Let's see. Other than my ugly sweater party, Miss Elizabeth and I are going to do some Christmas shopping today. Tom, do you stroll Christmas lights? Was that a thing for you?
No, it's not.
Like, I'm okay with Christmas lights, but she wants to drive all over Connecticut to look at Christmas lights. There are actually, like a bar crawl where you hop bar to bar.
Yeah, I've done those before.
Crawls.
Yeah, like I think they're neat. You know what I really think is cool when they have the lights set up to go to the sound of music. So like,
oh, like in rhythm with the lights.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to me. I worked with a guy up in Massachusetts years ago that did that every year, and it's a pretty sick display. Griff said, "Pat, love the pod room setup."
Oh, thank you, Griff.
I think it's pretty.
You
good.
should join me down here and be on an episode. It'll be fun.
We tried to get Griff on the show today. That's why he's in the chat. He said he didn't want his ugly voice on the show or something like that.
Since we really haven't had the chance to talk to Griff about it, Griff, how about that motherfucker that is Aaron Rodgers' doppelganger that was in the crowd? That was fantastic. I was watching it. I didn't have sound on and thought that it was. I was like, I didn't even realize he had a twin brother. That's interesting. And then everybody was talking about it. I was like, got me, motherfucker. I love that he like slyly points at the camera like, oh, you see me, you sons of bitches. Oh, Tom, nobody can hear you.
That's because I muted my mic because I was vaping. I was just trying to do the polite thing. You ready to get into the memes?
Let's do this.
Oh, it's too big. Oh, well, there's something nobody's ever said to me before.
That's great.
So, how the Grinch stole your catalytic converter?
That's fantastic.
So I've been talking. Dude needs to parlay that shit into birthday parties and shit. Dude, I guarantee you that guy has. We said this on one of the shows. I think that he has banged probably more girls because he looks like Aaron Rodgers and he just claims to be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he has a leg up, and I would always downplay it. I would be like, man, it's so embarrassing when people recognize me in public. Like, let's not make a big thing of this. Let's just go back to my place quietly. Griff
also says, and better not say he's Rodgers' twin brother, because then he would never get to speak to Ron. Because he doesn't speak to anybody in his family.
Yeah.
Funny. All right. So, I just thought this was hilarious. Anyway, moving on. Pat, what's this first meme about?
Tom, I had this whole gallery. I only shared this one, I think. Oh, you know what? There's two. I had a whole gallery of like these priceless portraits, they all throughout history from art, and people just memeing the fuck out of them. And this is one of them. It's a woman making confession to a priest, and she's asking questions, and she says, "Christ's body is bread?" And the priest says, "Yes." And she says, "And rose from the grave?" And he says, "Yes." And she says, "Is that because of the yeast?" And he says, "Please leave." Fucking. I loved it.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
It's so good.
I don't know what this is of. This looks like the back
I was hoping
of
you had no clue what this was.
This looks like, and I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't know if it's true or not. This looks like the back of your brother's head.
You are correct. Now, this is a misleading photo. Tony in New York City was wearing a fuzzy sweater on the inside, like a nice comfy sweatshirt. And
Yep.
every time he took it off, because, you're a bald guy, you get like that 5 o'clock shadow. So his hair was grabbing onto the lint from the black sweater. And it was making him look like he had the hair of a 60-year-old man, even though it wasn't actually hair. It was just fuzz from his sweater. I was like, Tom's got to see this shit. Dude, every time it was fucking hilarious.
Erica said Griff said some shit too. Yeah, but only banging weirdo nature girls who use pine ones for toilet paper.
What?
Who use like pine cones, I think he meant. Pine cones as toilet paper.
What was it about?
Rodgers banging and then Erica said he probably denies being Rodgers, then people would believe him more, like he's trying to trick them out. And Griff gave the finger upward. You still can't see that?
That's valid.
Didn't I
No,
download the thing
because-
on your computer to pop it out like it's its own thing? The restream.
Maybe
It should say restream chat as an icon.
restream chat as an icon.
Yeah, it's like a desktop thing.
Nah, bro.
This one says, "Am I high or does that bird like a rabbit on skis in the middle of a long jump?" I think you sent this to my phone before, and yes, it
It did.
does.
I sent you the text. It did. This is just a picture of a bird flying in the sky, and it looks exactly like a fucking rabbit doing a long jump on skis. It's amazing.
It does. For those, I don't know if they can see my mouse, but I don't think you can.
I can't.
Yeah, if you guys can't see my mouse, then doesn't matter. Griff says, "Yo, Siri is not on our game. Auto correcting the chat." Nice. Pat, this is fucked up, bro. I don't get.
This is the picture of I don't know, some Egyptian god or Egyptian person, and it just says, "Meanwhile in Egypt," because it looks just like Michael Jackson doing the hee.
Oh, it does.
God.
With the fucked up nose and everything, it really does.
It's so fucking good.
I was gonna say it looks like she took a load to the face.
Oh wow, you went in a different direction. I mean,
Well,
it still fits
usually-
the Michael Jackson ride.
I mean, usually when it's coming from you, but doesn't it look like that? Like on the if we're looking at it, the left side.
Oh yeah, she took some on the eye, some on the cheek, some on the lips, some on the eyebrow, a lot on the helmet.
Erica said it looks like MJ, Michael Jordan.
Wrong MJ. This is a quote from Galileo. Again, this was my other from the very famous portraits and paintings. And the quote is thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening. Galileo.
It says thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me.
Do you understand this, Tom? I feel like it's lost on you.
I get that it's a song.
Bohemian Rhapsody, bro.
Yeah, but this is frightening me.
Yeah, well, they're quoting Galileo because the next line in the song is Galileo.
Is it?
All right, this one's lost. Yeah. Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. Galileo.
Oh.
I can't believe you didn't like this meme, Tom. This was my favorite of the bunch.
Well, sometimes you swing and you miss, Pat.
I'm not sure that that's what happened here. Erica liked it. I guarantee it.
Erica said you guys are gross. I think that's because I said it looks like the statue had a load on its face. And
I don't know how she said you guys. I fucking got what it was. Michael Jackson.
she didn't think it was gross last night, though. Anyway.
No, I don't. What are you saying?
Nothing.
Nothing, huh?
Moving on. What's next, Pat? We got. We doing a year in review, or are we doing Three Finger News?
Well, it's kind of the year in review of Three Finger News.
So it's like because isn't there more for Three Finger News? Isn't there actual articles for Three Finger News?
Oh yeah. But so we're opening Three Finger News with the year in review, and then we've got two stories to talk about.
All right, so let's do those, and then we'll hear from our friends at Anchor.fm.
Okay. All right, Tom. So let's see. I think in my head, this was more like, was this worthy of being a news story? Like, has this had an impact on literally anyone? Or was this a waste of all of our time with all the things going on between, mental health issues and just protests and riots everywhere with a pandemic? These are the
I gotta
things
tell you,
some of our time focusing on.
Oh, I thought you meant this particular news article in front of me.
No. This is a list of things going on in 2021 that absorbed some of our time.
Hey, Griff, I'm watching TV and watching the NFL Network, and Steve Mariucci wanted me to let you know, track your bets, set your limits, and only bet what you can afford. He said, RP Griff at the end. I think that was just for you.
That's fucking fantastic.
Anyway, I didn't tell you, did I?
I don't know yet.
That I took $600 out of mental health
Roulette.
under over of 2 already hit.
What does it say? I can't fucking see it.
Said, yo, mental health over under of 2 already hit. Hammer the over. Hammer the over.
Beautiful.
That's dude. We should, if we ever get sponsored by like FanDuel or DraftKings or somebody, we should do live bets on like what Pat's gonna say. I
like
hammered that over. He said.
Oh, that's beautiful. Griff, where have you been? Come on.
I know, man. You should have been on all these fucking live streams, prick.
I love that Griff is so addicted to betting at this point that it's actually the language he speaks in. He's not like, I knew Pat would talk about it twice. He's like, oh, he hit the over.
So, I was at pool the other night, and I started playing some roulette, right? Because I was bored, and I won like, I don't know, like $200, right? And then so I was like, cool. I was on my lunch break yesterday, away from the building, and Bammo won fucking $350 between roulette and slot machines. So I cashed that shit out. Then I'm at pool Friday night, and I'm playing more roulette, and Bammo fucking hit another $300, cash that shit out. Now, mind you, keep in mind, I did lose another, I did lose like $250 yesterday, but in the FanDuel app, so I think we've been over this before, that it tracks literally every single bet that you make. So, like, if you bet $65 and one spin of roulette, it counts that as a bet, right? And then if you win, it counts what you won as a win. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's every single one. So when I go to my account balance, Pat, and I see what I've spent, where is it? It's not good. I can tell you that. This
is after
probably
a positive $600 week.
Yeah. So total. Remember, I won $1,000 a while back. My net total is $610.39. So I'm still up. Right. I never went negative, but my bets, $17,877.08.
Jesus Christ.
My winnings is $18,487.48.
Dangerous game you're playing, buddy.
Woo! Yeah, but it's like dude, when I was playing roulette, when I was winning all that money, I was doing $65 a spin. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I was winning 90, 180. Like, I was winning money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in order to win those big numbers, you got to bet those big numbers. You know what I mean? That's my problem with doing.
I hear you.
Like, somebody always says to me, he's like, I can't believe that you guys parlay, that I parlay so much. And I'm like, yeah, but that's your best, like, odds to bet a small amount of money, win a lot. Do they hit a lot?
Parlaying only makes sense.
Is there a way to have the chat be less lively? Because I answered that question on Thursday and it finally showed up today. No, Griff, we're actually on it's kind of a delay between us and you, so you'll say shit and then, we got to keep that in mind when we're talking.
On top of that, I can't fucking see what anybody's saying, so we're solely relying on Tom.
And I don't pay attention. One time, we did a whole
Tom's
show.
Talking about betting, he's lost.
Yeah, one time we did a whole show without me having the OBS up, which shows me the chat and everything. Because I didn't see that people were having conversations with us and we just ignored them until the end of the show. And by then they were already off. So,
now, if you'd like your comments heard, feel free to hit me at Pat Gallagher. No, I'm kidding. At the Number 9 Podcast and be on the show. We'll hear everything you say.
You want to know what I want to fix? Remember how I had the website set up to where you could book being on the show? And then all of a sudden it stopped working. I think it's because you have to pay for that feature now. And I'm not going to pay for it. But I want to look more into that because I like that idea. Anyway.
Couldn't you just put on the website, click here and email us if you want to be on the show?
Well, I could, but I don't feel like anybody goes to our website. I also don't feel like anybody emails us anymore.
Put it on the Facebook. Everybody goes on the Facebook.
Oh, Pitt, you want to talk about the lady that we helped?
Good segue, Tom. I was just going to say the same thing.
So I had... So we're gonna... Here, let me go back to this other screen. Jeez.
Okay.
we were gonna do a year in review, and now we're getting off topic. Griff's talking
how it
about
happens.
betting. I'm getting all excited.
Now, because we're out of the meme section, I can see the chat though.
Good. So I had a lady reach out to me. Her name was
Said holding strong on my parlay of that and herd.
I had a lady reach out to me. She's from Mass, and I'm running a Facebook ad to try and find some people to help. Also, we're trying to create some more donations to help more people. Her name is Christina. I'm not going to give her last name out there. She's from Everett, Massachusetts. She reached out to me and said, I've been out of work for like a month. I had a medical problem, and I haven't been able to work. I have 4 kids. They range from the age 17 down to, I believe, 4. And whatever you could do to help would be great. So I talked to Pat about it. She sent us an Amazon like wish list for each kid. And like somebody asked me how we were vetting these things. And I just kind of do it off of gut and feel, right? So she, with the Amazon wish list, not one of her kids' wish lists were over $60 worth of stuff. Right, so she's not being greedy. She just wants something to give her kids on Christmas, or for Christmas, and she's a little hard up. So I felt like it was a good thing to do. That she was a good one. That's really the best way that I get better. There's no other way to do it. So yesterday, Pat and I ordered the stuff for her. We also included some gifts for her as well, that she can either spend on herself or get more stuff for her family. But all in all, that was about $350 we sent up there. So that felt pretty good, and we have a plan because we haven't had a lot of hits for the actual helping. So Pat and I have a plan to go out Tuesday and do some random stuff, and we're gonna make videos of it and post it on YouTube and stuff, and maybe we'll talk about it on maybe Wednesday show or next Sunday show about what we did.
That's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be a little awkward with it. You know what I mean? Because
God knows.
Yeah, but luckily you're there, and you're the most weird person I've ever met. So
I think what the word you're looking for is outgoing.
Weird, yeah. But I'm not a very outgoing. Let's face it, I don't like people. So, hey Pat, you know what? Guess what I didn't Guess what I didn't have to do yesterday?
Clean the house.
No, I didn't have to go to that Christmas thing.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, I should say luckily. That's not the right word to use. Unfortunately, one of Erica's sisters came down with COVID. Griff said definitely weird. And Griff said people blow. Facts.
It's the best feature I find in them.
So unfortunately, Erica's sister came down with COVID. So she wasn't gonna be able to go, and she lives with her dad. So we didn't want to risk having all of us together. So
just to be clear, you started that with luckily,
and then I changed it to unfortunately.
Oh boy!
I said luckily is not the right word. That's immediately what I said. Don't be an asshole.
I hope you and Erica had sex last night because it will be the last time.
So I came up with we shouldn't do Christmas without him. It's kind of fucked up. So why don't we reschedule this for sometime in January when everybody can go, and we'll do our gift exchange, have dinner, and have a good night. Yeah.
It's a very good solution.
So Erica still went and saw her sister yesterday, and I got to stay home, play video games, watch football.
I'm on the opposite end of this with you. Liz's brother put out a thing for an ugly sweater party weeks ago, and when I saw it, because I get on Facebook about once every 5 weeks, so as soon as I saw it, I just said yes, and then Liz was like, "Hey, what if we have something else going on?" And I'm like, "Well, it's your family. What else could we have going on?" And she's like, "I don't know, but you should have really talked to me." And I was like, "Fuck, I didn't really think about it. I just kind of assumed you wanted to spend the time with your family." So then one of her family members comes down with COVID, so they're not going. Another family member his girlfriend's mother passed away, so they're not going. So there's only 4 kids. So now it's just the guy throwing the party and Miss Elizabeth and me and all of his friends. So she was like, "Well, do you still want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, now we have to." Like,
we don't have a choice. No.
Family's out. And we went and we had a good time, but she was, it was a lazy day and we were feeling the lazy vibes. We took a nap midday that was like fucking 3 hours long.
I definitely, you fucking asshole. Yeah.
Why?
Pat,
What
if there's
happened?
an opportunity for you to cost me more money in life, you do it every single time. Inadvertently.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about yet.
You know exactly what we're talking about. We texted about it last night.
Yeah, but I don't know how that was on me.
Because you didn't respond quick enough. And for the exact reason that I didn't fucking do it was the reason why, in the end, it cost me more money.
To be fair, you falsely assumed something, and I was on board. I was like, absolutely, yeah, let's do it. And you were like, oh, motherfucker.
Let's take a poll of the chat. Is Pat the cheapest person you've ever heard talk to on the podcast? Or in life?
Yes. I vote yes.
In life, in that when it came to spending some sort of money on something, you could easily see Pat saying, I don't want to spend money on that. Or I don't want to spend that much money on that.
There's a loophole here, Tom. And you know goddamn well there's a loophole. I don't spend money on Pat. If it was for somebody else, I've never had an issue spending money.
But it's for you.
It's for the group.
Kinda. Anyway, I digress. Let's hear from Anchor.fm. Great people over there. Griff, I have a question. And we're going to wait until you answer this. When I say, let's hear from Anchor.fm, do you hear the ad read afterwards? Because some shows I've listened to, I don't hear the second ad read. So I want to know if it's even worth doing it.
Follow-up question, Griff. When he says Anchor FM, do you skip forward 45 seconds or do you listen to the ad read? A lot of time and sweat goes into those ad reads.
Griff always listens to the ad read.
No doubt, but hard to call someone cheap who would literally give you the shirt off his back if you need it. Oh, Griff defending me. I feel that, dog.
I feel like he was talking about me there.
I don't know. Why nobody called you cheap?
Yeah, I know, but I hear the ad read. Yeah, but do you hear the one in the middle of the show when I say, hey?
Never mind that. Griff, did you call Tom the shirt off his back guy, or was that a Pat reference? I don't know why he would compliment you. I was the one in question.
Because he doesn't like you.
I know. It's so fucked up. Griff, I love you.
Everybody loves Griff. How could you not? I wish you knew Griff when he was fat. I really do.
I wish I knew Griff when he was fat. Griff's pretty funny. I bet as a fat guy, he was even funnier. Oh, it was a Pat reference. Thank you for that. And the only time I skip is the beginning to the 4-minute mark and when Pat starts the intro. Wait a second. Does he mean he skips when I start the intro?
No, he skips to because we have the Christmas ad read going, the Christmas read, and then the Anchor.fm read. So that's together, they're about 4 minutes.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, well,
that's a lot of front-loaded time.
The Christmas one's 3 minutes long because you couldn't stop talking.
You have all the lines in the Christmas ad read. Maybe I couldn't stop writing. I wanted to make sure that we got everything covered. Miss Elizabeth, can I get a goddamn coffee again?
What is this girl doing up there?
Yeah, what's she doing?
What's she doing
Liz,
up there?
The meatloaf. Now.
If you yell, Liz, the coffee.
Can you hear this?
Your phone ringing now? Oh, there it goes. I ain't hearing shit.
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm okay. What do you want?
I would like a refill on my coffee, if that's possible. Is that something that I can bother you for?
All right, what do you want in it?
If you could actually squirt your breast milk in it, if you could stop feeding the cats and just put it in my coffee, that'd be great. Otherwise, the almond joy creamer that we have.
Mm-hmm. And that's it? No sugar?
No, that shit's sweetened, but I have my cup down here. So you'll actually have to come down, grab my cup, go up, make my coffee, and bring it back down to me.
Oh my God.
I'm just being clear. I don't want there to be any misconceptions here.
Girl, you're so fucking needy.
Wow. That is.
I wish I was recording.
Goodbye.
I love you.
I love you.
Bye.
Man, I wish she said go fuck yourself. That would have been awesome.
She's the best. She doesn't ever tell me to go fuck myself. What she says is you're a piece of shit. She calls me a piece of shit about 7 times a day.
I hate that.
I can tell you where she learned that.
You?
That would be from me. Yeah.
Griff says no. Love the intros with a bunch of
Thanks, Griff.
a bunch of heart emojis. Like he wants to blow Patrick all of a sudden. Very weird.
Whoa. Well, maybe he's just being complimentary.
I
can
think
hear her coming down. Here's a puppy. Evie's on the show.
I had to stop doing intros because my intro was so good to the one episode I did that I fucking nailed it out of the park. You can't. I'll never beat it.
Yeah, I mean, and at this point, what I'm just like fucking just throwing fucking. I'm trying just a couple jokes here and there. Like they're not even fucking good intros at this point.
Griff's intro was phenomenal as well.
Griff's intro was beautifully written.
Yeah. Griff texts me. Not sure why.
Did you say I'm setting Patrick up by being nice to him right now?
No. His feed froze, so he's trying to reload. We'll wait until you get your coffee and we know that Griff is all set and he can watch the rest of the show with us.
That's fucked up.
Dude, I am so fucking pumped that there's 4 days of football straight.
Other
than the fact that I have a 16 game parlay, Pat, that so far I'm 2-0 on, right? It's a $1 bet, and if it hits, I'm gonna win $2,500.
I love your ridiculous parlays.
It's a $1 bet.
That's the thing. Is you can make them. You could literally make them every game, every season for the next 10 years, and it would never not be worth it because you only got to hit once.
So look, this is what I got. We'll go over this real quick. So I took the Chiefs on. So all these are money line bets, right? So I'm taking money lines. So it's just winner. Yep. So I took the Chiefs and I took the Colts. Only 3 people yesterday in the Pick'em League took the Colts. And 2 of them were me because one of them was the number 9 with Tommy Podcast. So I got the Bills against the Panthers. Fucking, that's a guaranteed win. The Dolphins against the Jets. Pretty sure it's a guaranteed win. Cowboys against the Giants. Pretty sure it's a guaranteed win. The Titans against the Steelers. I'm kind of 50-50 on that one. Houston against the Jaguars. Little iffy on that one.
Well, the Jags, with their current turmoil, that's a good sign for you.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, if you remember back to when they fired...
it could go either way, but it leans in your favor.
I feel like when they fire a head coach, the team always wins the following week. It seems like it always happens that way. The Cardinals against the Lions, money line. Niners against Atlanta, money line. Bengals over the Broncos. Packers over the Ravens. Tampa over the Saints. Raiders over the Browns. Vikings over the Bears. Football team over the Eagles. And the Rams over Seattle.
I'm calling it. Go back over the last like 4 or 5. Thank you, baby. I love you.
Raiders over the Browns.
That's the one that's going to fuck you.
Yeah. Well, see, and what I'm worried about, right? So, again, Pat, you don't follow football at all. So, the reason I picked the Raiders over the Browns was because you and that fucking cat.
This is a different cat, you piece of shit. This is Littlefoot.
The reason I picked the Raiders over the Browns was Baker Mayfield was out with COVID. And then they changed the fucking COVID rules. And then they moved the game to Tuesday. When, Griff, you could back me up on this. The owner of the Raiders had a very good point and said that any games, that they would not cancel any games or move any games. And that if the whole team came down with COVID, it would be a forfeit on the team that came down with COVID.
I remember that.
So the Raiders should have won that game, guaranteed. Or if these players were put on the COVID list, they shouldn't be able to play on Tuesday.
But I think the problem wasn't the one game situation. I think the problem was the vast number of cases. And I'm not sure that that's exclusive to football. I think basketball is plagued with COVID as well.
Yeah, but all the people...
I love this. Dude, we're set up so bad right now. Like, everybody's getting COVID right now. It's all I fucking hear about. And next week is Christmas. Everybody's getting it with their family. This week, next week, we are so fucked. Because it's like, we're 2 years in and we're American and we're just like, fuck that. Like, I'm over it, man. I don't even give a fuck. Just give me COVID. Let's move on. And that's exactly, we're all coming down with COVID.
So Griff agrees. Yep, it was actually the original COVID agreement. So I mean, they should definitely 100%. The Raiders should automatically win that game. Or
how many games do you want canceled because of COVID? If they got 3-4 games canceled,
they only moved,
don't you feel cheated?
No, they only moved 3 games. It was, and it's all so like that Raiders Browns game. It's the players on the Browns is why they had to move it. Right?
Yeah.
So the original agreement was they would have to forfeit the game. And then they moved one of the games from today, I think the Rams. All those players on the Rams have COVID. It's not the other team. So the Rams should have to forfeit the game.
Griff said it's super fucked up too, because why are large numbers of players worse than single players? Miami is going to be missing Waddle and Parker, I think. Why isn't that game postponed?
It's because if they miss too many players, they can't play the fucking game. So they shouldn't be postponing them, though. They should be fucking on a team that got COVID. It should be a forfeit. That was the agreement. Anyway, let's get in the...
I don't understand. I don't give a fuck how many players go down because of COVID. You have an entire practice squad, right? Like, field a fucking team and play your best. Who cares?
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you field a fucking practice squad team, you have a better chance of winning than if you forfeit. I guarantee it. 100 times out of 100. You could put fucking, like a college team on the field and be like, hey, this is the best we've got. We're paying them all for the weekend. Okay.
Would you say that bet's plus 100 or plus 1,000?
I want to come up with a good answer. It depends on how much money you're betting.
I'm going to go with your bet there that you have a guaranteed better shot of winning the game versus a forfeit is probably minus 1 billion.
Griff said, yeah, but that's their bad for not having better in-house protocols. I agree. And you know what? They can put all the in-house protocols that they want because we got guys still drinking and driving and killing people. So until the players start following the rules, we're not going to get...
You know who started all this? Aaron Rodgers, man. He went fucking rogue, did what he wanted to do. No, I'm like, man, did that whole thing get blown out fucking proportion, that poor bastard. Anyway.
Did you think, like, some guys like Howie Long, for example, has a fairly healthy acting career? I mean, he's not in a million things, but he's made money. Or like The Rock. There's a lot of people. You think if Aaron Rodgers decided he wanted to go to Hollywood, that dude in the crowd would be like, you know what? I'm going to school to be a stuntman. I got this. Like, it's really a guaranteed career if he wants it.
Did you know that Kevin Hart's stuntman is like 6 foot?
I don't doubt that for a second. How the fuck are they going to find somebody who looks just like Kevin Hart? I love, like, when I see side by side with stuntmen and they look nothing like the motherfucker. I'm like, God damn, like, that is good Hollywooding.
Yeah, it happens. All right, we're getting too much good stuff off the podcast, so can we...
Let's do it. Hashtag Toegate.
COVID toe. Anyway. I coughed, dude.
Cough like you sneeze, bro. It's gross.
I wish I sneezed and blew snots out of my nose, and then you saw it and puked right there.
I have a massive stomach full of coffee. I would legitimately vomit everywhere.
I'm gonna force myself to do
trying to build a sneeze. Erica, bring me the pepper.
Bring a feather down. Tickle my nose. Man, how about that Anchor at .fm, man? Fantastic people over there at Anchor.
My God. Anchor.fm. Easier than following the directions and getting it done right.
Pat, you ready to get into this year in review and the articles and everything? Let's try and stay on topic. I know that we're getting a little excited because Griff's in the chat and we're...
Let's fire through. Was this story worth it or not worth it?
Not worth it. This first one, not worth it. I didn't even know what happened. That's how worth it was.
If you can see the dirt on them, clean them. Otherwise, there's no point. That is a quote from Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis say they only bathe their kids when you can see dirt on them.
I thought Ashton Kutcher was married to Demi Moore.
He was. That's a valid point.
I didn't know they got divorced.
Yeah,
that girl's hot as shit.
Bruce Willis could really get his ultimate revenge by fucking Mila Kunis, and it would be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. She's hot as shit. Anyway, next one.
Let's see. This is the Gorilla Glue Hairspray Girl. Classic. I'm going to say worth it.
Yeah.
This was worth the entertainment value alone.
I love that this fucking meme is the dude from Despicable Me.
Yeah.
Because he's always trying to come up with crazy plans. Shit's hilarious. Next one. Not worth it.
The Nirvana Baby. Man portrayed as Big Baby chasing money. Turns out to be, well... Oh, get it? Well, never mind. I would say this is... It's worth this story to describe... Like, if somebody in, 2064 says, what was America like during the pandemic? Like, this story is an accurate representation. Well, let me tell you about it. This motherfucker is trying to sue everybody for nothing.
Yeah, but that's not even a pandemic, dude. That's just what has America turned into.
There you go. But this is, I think it's a clear representation of what we've become.
Losers. Next one.
Valid.
Not
this
worth
one,
it.
Tommy, let's go. This is the best one of the fucking year. This is Bernie in his element by himself, legs crossed, arms crossed, mittens knitted by a fucking school teacher with his blue mask on, the mask of the people, just sitting all alone at the tea party.
That's how worth it I was. I changed
Tom
it
has
before you were
already
done
skipped
talking.
past the meme. You can get your Bernie socks. You can get your Bernie flamethrower. You can get your Bernie lunchbox. They are merchandise and everything with Bernie sitting on a fucking chair. I love it.
This one, 100% worth it. I still haven't seen the Friends reunion, but
that's why you think it's worth it.
Why, it sucked?
No, the only good thing about the Friends reunion is to see that somehow Matthew Perry looks worse than Courtney Cox. After all this time, I never would have guessed somebody would look worse than Courtney Cox.
Matthew Perry doesn't look good?
No, Matthew Perry looks like crackhead Matthew Perry attacked Matthew Perry and ate him.
He's fat?
He's not as fat as some points in his life, but he looks like the show was 20 years ago, and everybody aged 20 years except for Courtney Cox, who turned into a member of the non-living and looks just fake and made up. Matthew Perry looks like it's been 60 years since they filmed Friends. How
does Jennifer Aniston get hotter as she gets older?
This is a very small list, but Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Lopez, I'll throw Brittany on the list. Some of these girls just get better and better with age, man.
Brittany
looks great.
You're a fucking idiot. Oh, speaking of Brittany.
Wow. That was a fucking coincidence. But framing Britney Spears, Britney Spears talking about her conservatorship. I do think that this is a worthy story because this is fucking crazy. The whole thing's fucking crazy. We've seen crazy shit with like Macaulay Culkin and Michael Jackson. We've seen crazy shit with the Jackson 5 and their father. This is like our generation's crazy shit right here.
I gotta tell you,
with her having no control and making that much money and having none of it at the end of the day.
Nah, I don't really care.
Tom, true or false? Brittany probably, like Brittany's father has cameras in her bedroom for his own personal use.
You're a sick fuck. The fact that would even enter your mind is a sick fuck.
You don't think that he's a sick enough person to do that?
You're a sick fuck. The fact that came into your fucking brain.
I think Brittany's father is guilty of a lot more than we're seeing.
It's not a good look.
I stand by my statement. Brittany's father is a far worse human being than we know.
That may be true, man. But again, not my problem.
Valid. Tom, Jennifer and Ben Affleck, Benifer, back in action. They're together again. Got rid of that ugly bitch, Jen Gartner. What? Right? That was who he was with?
I don't know, man.
And God knows how many people J-Lo ran through keeping that twit body like she does.
I thought that she was still married to fucking A-Rod.
I thought A-Rod was married to Madonna.
No, that's fucking Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon's married to Mariah Carey.
Oh. Yeah, A-Rod's... Madonna's dead.
Madonna's not dead.
Oh, that's... Yes, she is.
Hey, Tom. You ready? Gorbachev had a long one. Bush had a short one. Madonna doesn't have one, and the Pope doesn't use his. What is it?
Penis?
It's a last name, Tom. You're a sick fuck. Jesus. What's wrong with you? Everything's penis with you.
You knew that was the answer.
The last name is the answer.
I think Madonna's dead, dude.
I don't think Madonna's dead. In fact, I'm like 9,000% on this because Madonna dying would be bigger than Michael. Well, it would be equally big to Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, all the other massive stars. Are you going through the Mandela effect right now? Except only you. Are you Googling Madonna's lifespan?
Oh, she's alive. She's married to Sean Penn.
Oh, God. I say it, nobody believes me. You Google it, and we'll take that. If she's with fucking I Am Sam, and you buy into that shit.
It says she was married to Sean Penn between 85 and 89, and then she was married to Guy Ritchie between 2000 and 2008.
Ah, that's right. She was married to Guy Ritchie for a long time.
And she dated Carlos Leon. And she has 6 children.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yeah, fucking whore.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Out with Britney.
moving on.
I can't see the chat, but I can see that it's active, Tom, if you want to fill us in.
Erica said she's not dead. Griff said Def not dead. She was married to him a long time ago. Back when Erica was a kid.
Man. Erica, I think what you should do is you should convince Tom that you want to give him an old fashioned. That's a nice sexy hand job, right? And then when he's getting really into it, you should just start slamming his balls, but pretending like you don't mean to. Just like you're trying to be aggressive to really
like
help him out. And just punch him in the balls like 4 or 5 times and really get your revenge for that comment.
Anyway.
The next story. A ship container got stuck in the Suez Canal for 6 days. The fucking meme says, personally, I would have just driven the boat forward. It's it's worth it because it fucked up so much, right? It costs so much money for somebody to make a mistake. It's a worthy story.
Does it really make a difference? Because at the end of the day, that shipping container wasn't going to get unloaded anyway. It's still sitting there unloaded, like loaded.
I think this is one of those ones where, like, you have to believe that, you know, it's a big deal, even though it doesn't touch your life directly. You know that indirectly it probably has an effect on your life, and you know how many lives it does affect. This one is Shrek saying, could you not panic for 5 minutes while people are filling their gas cans and loading their vehicles 5 gallons at a time? Because everyone freaked out over a gas shortage, which didn't fucking happen as far as I saw.
It did down in like Virginia and stuff like that because the pipeline got hacked.
But here's the thing.
But it was so like, it was not a long period of time. It was a couple of days.
Well, not only that, if we have a gas shortage in one specific area and not in the other 49 specific areas, guess what the solution is? You just move it on over. Like, that's not really a shortage. Like, yeah, it's inconvenient, but fucking calm down, relax, and everything's going to be fine.
I think that was the problem, Pat. The pipeline that moves it was down. And it went through, like, a lot of states.
I'm just saying, the only thing I know is they continuously charge me more and more for gas, and I have never had the ability to not fill up. Those motherfuckers want their money. The next story is that the Zodiac Killer watched his own documentary, possibly. A group of investigators called the Case Breakers announced that they believe they finally identified the Zodiac Killer, and it was a guy named Gary. I think the story about Gare Bear is certainly worthy of a headline because it shows the importance of research, right? Like we're actually talking about that fucking poor Jaguars coach getting booted over what was said or what wasn't said or what we can or can't
There was
see.
other things that led up to him getting fired, though.
No, I totally understand. It's not a one and done. But this is the importance of research: is they can fucking figure out post haste. These guys figure out that Gare Bear over there is fucking killing everybody, and the cops couldn't figure out while it was happening.
That happens.
Have you ever seen? I'm sure I could pull it up. I'm not gonna, but I'm sure I could. Somebody figured out the exact day from Ice Cube's "Today Was a Good Day."
No.
Do you know the song I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've heard it before.
And he describes the weather. He describes who won in the basketball games. He describes that there were no killings in South Central. So the dude takes all of these pieces and is like, okay, the Lakers beat the Supersonics on this day, but there was fog, so it can't be that day. The Lakers beat the Supersonics here, and it was a clear day outside. And then looked up like crime stats. Was like, okay, there were no fucking homicides. And he put all the fucking pieces of Ice Cube's song together, and there was one day where it was like, well, that must be the good day. Fucking nailed this one day in history where South Central was a nice place to be.
Nice. Griff
You
just
really
hit,
never seen this?
No. Griff just hit the chat with "Let's go, Brandon."
Griff, Let's Go Brandon was funny for about 5 minutes after Tom explained it to me. My father has just fucking flooded me with Let's Go Brandon fucking music videos and memes every day for well over a month. I don't even respond to them. I don't even give him an LOL at this point, and he still keeps bombing me with Let's Go fucking Brandon. He thinks it's the funniest fucking thing on the planet, and it drives me bonkers.
The premise behind it, what actually happened is...
Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
It's awesome. It's fucking awesome.
And just kudos to everybody. Kudos for the fucking person doing the interview to try to play it off horribly. And kudos for everybody latching onto that and sucking life out of it. I appreciate it. But god damn it, man. It's like a fucking knock-knock joke, and he just keeps calling me and saying it, expecting me to laugh at the punchline.
Pat, I'm a little nervous about this Jaguars
16-game parlay?
No, the Houston game is what's got me worried. Griff says, always funny. It's always funny in Philadelphia.
Griff, prepare yourself. I'm going to start fucking bombing you at these things.
He's going to be super excited.
Yeah, you might as well just open your phone up and let it play out.
All right. So you got more news stories, Pat? Let's run through this.
I do. I'll pause sending Griff everything. Don't let me forget.
Don't forget. All
right. So the first story, Kentucky man sold young daughter who then gave birth to the buyer's baby. Kentucky man was arrested and charged with human trafficking after allegedly selling his juvenile daughter to another man, according to police. Investigators learned that the daughter had given birth in March to what authorities believe was the 20-year-old buyer's baby. They say they learned that the girl had given birth. She had been living with the man since August 2020 after her 34-year-old father allegedly sold her to him. The 20-year-old man has been charged with third-degree rape. I don't know what third-degree rape means. That seems like a really weird charge. Like, in my head, rape is a thing. I don't know how, like, first, second, third-degree rape. So I don't know what the definition of that is. They didn't release the name or age of the girl, but state troopers said that she and her baby are now in foster care. Well, here's the thing. If she was placed in foster care, she's too young for whatever's happening right now.
Yeah, she's under 18.
Yeah, what the fuck? Kentucky State Police Trooper Corey King told the station that the case was unprecedented for his department. Parents sold their child. That in itself is new for us here, but it's scary overall because now because I think that's supposed to say how, because now do some of these monsters have a face of a parent. That's really scary to me as a parent. It's really disheartening because we have for many years put the monster's face on technology. Technology seems to be where all of these people tend to find our children. But in this situation, this was parents. Yeah, this is fucking crazy. So essentially, what I got out of this story is this child, the girl, I'm guessing had consensual sex with the 20-year-old, and that the third-degree rape is maybe statutory rape. even though she agreed she was too young to agree, kind of thing. I'm not positive on that. But as a result, she gets pregnant and has this kid, and the dad's like, you know what? You want her? We're going to go old school reverse. It used to be, I give you 8 acres of land and a sheep to make some money off of, and like a month's worth of mead. This time you're going to give me $5,000 and you can fucking have this girl, because that's not the daughter I raised. And he's just a fucking horrible human being.
What I want to know is how much he sold her for.
Yeah. Is it money? Is it drugs? What's the dollar amount? What's the real value of this girl's life?
I want to know if it's worth me selling my kid, basically.
I got news for you. If you sell your kid to a 20-year-old who just wants to fuck him all day, I think he's going to be okay with it. All right, Dad, I don't need help packing. Everything's already ready to go. He's going to call you and be like, Dad, kidnapping's going great. I just wanted to keep you in the loop. Have you ever felt the inside of one of these things? This is amazing.
Oh, I think we were talking about, I assume when you said it was a dude.
Wow, that's really fucked up, Tom. Jesus.
It's funny. It's not funny that happened to this girl. It's horrible, but...
Oh my God, Griff! We missed a wicked burn from Griff when I was talking about how my dad just rides this "Let's Go Brandon" train, and Griff said, "I guess the apple doesn't fall that far from the tree, never letting go of things." I don't know what he's referencing
because you were going to send him all the "Let's Go Brandon" things.
Oh yeah, well I delete my father's. So I have started deleting whole text things because I had fucking years and years of text messages. When I switched my phone, I deleted a bunch. I think my dad's is one of them. Yours has not been deleted, if that means anything to you.
Oh, man,
I have our texts for you. I have our text messages from fucking 2004. I think it's ridiculous.
I don't delete anybody's text messages.
Well, I just, when you switch phones, they're like, oh, this is how much memory you're using, and this is how much memory your new phone has. And I'm like, it wasn't even close, but I was like, you know what? There's so much shit that I could get rid of in here. A lot's changed in my life. I'm just I deleted contacts. I probably deleted half the people in my phone.
I did that a while back. I did a purge of my contacts, but because of this whole cloud thing, man, some of them come back. I remember, dude, I had this
thing. I have the tablet, and now I have two phones, one active, one inactive. And half the shit is still on some of my devices. I can't fucking figure it out.
I had a contact in here of a girl that I used to have relations with, and I was at pool one night and accidentally, Siri kicked in and accidentally called her. And luckily I saw it and I hung up real fast, and Erica was with me, and she was like, why do you still have her number? And I was like, well, I don't delete people's numbers.
Nope, that doesn't work.
I don't.
You can't give a logical explanation in this particular scenario.
Hold on, man. This is breaking live on Twitter. Good morning, beautiful people. This is from Pat McAfee. 'Tis another NFL Sunday money and merch contest. Use your big brain and tweet your 3 best bets on a graphic with FanDuel's Glorious. If all hit, you'll be auto-entered and potentially win $200K and hundreds of shirts won. Be a friend at a friend. Let's go.
Other breaking news. Erica just let me know that the girl you're talking about is the girl that I saw at Walmart, which coincidentally was directly next to the ocean because that whale was fucking beached in the front door. What was her name? Sandy?
That's a true story.
I'm guessing that the only reason you were with her was for her blowhole, if you catch what I'm throwing.
Mediocre at best. Griff, we got to get together after the show and come up with our 3 best bets and try and win 100 or 200K for my boy Pat McAfee.
I have a theory.
What's that?
How old were you when you hooked up with Shamu?
It was before Erica, so I started dating Erica when I was 25. So 23, 24.
And what physical condition were you in then?
The best of my life, probably.
So you were pretty thin, comparatively speaking?
Yeah, compared, yeah.
Tom, I think your obesity is an STD. I think you caught it from that bitch.
No, she wasn't.
She is huge.
She wasn't.
And you caught that from her, and you've gained weight ever since. Have you considered seeing a doctor, maybe getting a cream?
She wasn't big like that when I started having relationships with her.
Oof, she is.
She was.
I've seen videos of what happens when one of her people dies, and the gases inside fill up and then they explode. If she dies, you should not go to the funeral. You want to stay as far away from that casket as possible because it's a lot of damage.
Buffalo,
like
Arizona,
TNT.
and Miami. Let's go. Is that with the spreads? Because I think we have to do it with the spreads.
She also said that was the same girl Tom was going to move in with before we started talking.
True story.
Okay. Tom, there's another girl who I have consistently harassed you about. There was a thing about her that you really liked. Is this that girl?
No.
Oof. Erica said she wasn't that big, but she still had the same face.
You guys are fucking horrible people. The way that you guys talk about people is... That's fucked up, man. Shit.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to attack your ex-girlfriend like that. I apologize.
I don't know what ML means. Malaria?
Shit, that's...
ML.
It says ML?
Yeah, much love?
I thought it said all. Like, shit, that's all. But...
No.
ML.
Oh, he said shit, that's money line. Money line.
Oh, okay.
Got you, Griff. I forgot, man. We're in the middle of another conversation. Thought you were talking about the girls that I used to fornicate with. Anyway.
Tom, I know that it's misleading by the physical appearance. That was actually one girl. That wasn't the girls you fornicated with. That was one fucking girl. It looked like a family, a pack of women. I know.
These are horrible people. Horrible
Dear
people.
God.
You know, for somebody that preaches love thy neighbor, you talk a lot of shit about people.
I love that girl. I would be very kind to her. In fact, she's so fat, she would be the neighbor on both sides of my house. Oh, burn!
It's fucked up. Man. It's fucked up.
She could live in an apartment and still have a big ass backyard. You know what I'm saying?
It's fucked up.
Tom, the next she's huge. The next thing we're gonna do, she's massive, is we have 17 child-free workers who are going to share their experiences of being treated differently for not having kids. Now, Tom, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Griffin does not have kids. I do not have kids. You and Erica do have a child. So these 17 stories, all I want to talk, I haven't read any of them. There has been no pre-work. Normally I go through the article, I edit it.
So Erica said all you have to say, Tom, is honey buns. See, Erica, I would say honey buns, but again,
she's honey buns.
But again, that's another example of Pat loving thy neighbor and then talking all kinds of shit about him and treating her like she was some sort of whore.
Oh, not that she was a whore, that she was a liar.
You're a horrible person.
Now that you mention it, though, she was kind of a whore.
Horrible person, Patrick. Horrible person.
Little Debbie ass.
All right, first one.
Hold on. So this, again, I did not go through these. So I think what the four of us here are working on is, does this person have a legitimate gripe or is this person a Karen? That's why if you look at the timeline, this is actually filed under Karen of the Week, ... or not. Is this person justified in their gripe or are they being a little baby back bitch?
That shit's going to piss me off, I think.
What's that?
That's just
going to piss me off.
This shit's
rewarding more people for fucking having sex. Yeah, Griff, I'm with you. So I'm already on the team of. I bet
you're just
most of
upset
these are legitimate.
You're married and you don't have sex anymore. Jeez,
that's really mean, Tom. How do you know Griff doesn't have sex?
Because he's married.
Griff could be. That's you know what? Enter Exhibit A. That's a pretty compelling piece of evidence.
Love you, buddy.
Griff, have you considered asking her to take the wedding ring off for a week or so and see if maybe she gets horny again? Like maybe it's the ring itself causing her vagina to not lubricate?
Anyway.
Tom, gripe number 1. Are you reading or am I reading?
Tired of it. I grow tired of managers and supervisors giving schedule priorities to staff and children while compensating by overscheduling single and other childless staff, especially during the holidays. Lack of employment rests with the employer, period. Childless staff have just as much right to be with whoever they call their family and staff with children. So, all the she.
I disagree. All the she fuck.
All the fuck?
I think he's saying fuck because he meant to write something else and accidentally hit enter. While Griff is coming up, oh, he said this shit's gonna piss me. Oh, all the sex, none of the financial calories.
Nice.
No, okay, well, good. I'm glad, Griff, that you're still slapping skins. Griff, Erica, Tom. This person thinks that with a smaller family and no children, that he or she should be considered equal on the scheduling end of things. I will open the debate. I disagree. I think, and I have always, through my entire career, volunteered. If you have family that you intend to go visit on the holiday, I will work that holiday because I don't have children, and that's what it's important for. It's important for me to spend time with my mother, especially around the holidays, but it's not any different. You know, like I'm still going to go spend time with my mom, but I don't need to do it Christmas morning, and I don't need Christmas Eve off. I'm an adult. There are not children involved. I do not feel that I should be treated as considerately as somebody with a family and children. This is a magical holiday for kids. And I don't mean that facetiously. It's literally magical. This fat fuck flies all around the world dropping presents for everybody. I don't buy that story. These kids do.
See, Pat, I see if this person's 100% correct that the fact that they don't have kids shouldn't mean that their time off doesn't matter. Like, they're still entitled to have time off around the holidays. And they shouldn't be expected or told that they have to work because they don't have a family. They still have spouses. They still have parents, brothers, sisters that they want to spend the holidays with.
And they can. They don't have to spend those specific days. You get what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
If they spend, so this Christmas is on a Saturday. If we went Sunday as a family and spent the day together and we were all adults, what the fuck does that matter? You know what I mean? And listen, if you ask these fucking people, I'm saying the vast majority of these people, myself and Griffin included, name the top 3 reasons why you don't have children. Somewhere in those 3 would be, I want more money. And because of that, they're saying, I don't want extra hours around the holidays. Well, motherfucker, the reason you don't have kids is because you want more fucking children.
So Griff says,
it's because you want more money.
So Griff strongly disagrees. Family doesn't matter if you have kids or your parents or your siblings. So
I'm down 2-1. I'm down 2-1. Erica, chime in. We need your feedback. But also be on my side.
My time is the
Griff
same as your time. If you can't see your fam because of your job, you have get another job.
I agree with that as well. If your workplace is mistreating you in your eyes for whatever reason, go find a different workplace. I think the person is correct in that they should not be treated different because they don't have kids. My old boss would say, okay, everyone who had to go pick up your kids. Oh, everyone who had to go pick up your kids can leave. And he didn't. And I didn't understand why. He didn't understand why I got angry. Okay, so I'm down 3-1 on this one. I lose. I can obviously see the counterpoint, but I'm speaking from me personally. I don't give a shit. I have many times swapped schedules and picked up extra hours so that somebody could spend time with their kids. But I obviously see the point. Fair is fair.
Yeah.
Tom, number 2.
Quit over it. At my old job, the entire team, but 2 of us had kids. All the parents got to take the last 2 weeks off as vacation, and the employees without kids had to work. One of the reasons I quit.
Okay, well, this is a more extreme example. This one I am not behind.
I'm 100% with this guy. That.
Oh yeah, no, yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's worthy of quitting. That's not a day so that kids can enjoy the holiday. That's a fucking half a month where you're forced into enslavement over the shit because you didn't knock somebody up. Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm not cool with that one. I'm gonna.
The next one actually says, I'm going to skip it. It's the title of it is No Family. So I'm just going to move right past that. Seems like more of the same.
Well, I think
this
they're
one-
all the same.
Well, this one says +1 for non-smokers. Both parents and non-parents. Oh, no, that's a response to it. Holidays. Yep, that's no kids. Oh my God, number 6, Tom. Number 6. Fake kid. I've had a fake 3-year-old at every job. Only been caught once, but my boss was such a self-centered knob. He didn't realize Brian was 3 for 2 years. That's amazing.
Oh, where the fuck did you just read that?
Number 6 on the list.
Yeah, well, this is so Griff said gonna be number 9 with Tommy, a hot take, but it's like how smokers always got more breaks because they had to smoke. Hate that shit. So that actually leads us into number 4. +1 for non-smokers. Agreed. Both parents not take time off their personal lives.
You're good. Keep going.
I also think that non-smokers should get regular breaks outside of the current mandatory breaks. I don't want to take anything away from anyone. Just want to be given the same benefit. So listen, man, like if this is a real issue in your workplace or your place of work, then your employer should mandate that these people are only allowed to smoke during their 15-minute breaks. Right? So
Not only that.
I had a job that was like that.
Me too.
Um,
I think every job I've ever had, other than when I was a child, I have been very clear that like if I need 5 minutes, I need 5 minutes, and I'll just walk out the door, not because I'm quitting or because I'm walking off the job, but like, hey, you know, this is my cigarette break. I'm going to, okay, so I may not physically be smoking a cigarette, but I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to take a lap around the building. I'm going to, you know, use the phone real quick to handle something that I have to handle. Smokers can do those things while they're smoking. So I don't look at it as a cigarette break. It's a mental break that we all fucking need. And you smoking does not warrant you extra breaks.
I actually have a guy that works for me who doesn't smoke. And he never actually came out and said something to me, but I could tell that he got a little I would just say flustered by the fact that certain people got to leave their workstation to go do something, to go smoke or whatever, and he always felt like he had to be there. And so one day I just went up to him and was like, "Listen, man, if you ever need 5 minutes, take the 5 minutes, man. Just tell me, hey, I need 5 minutes. I'm gonna go take a walk." Like that's the fairest way to do it, because me as a smoker, I understand that when I want a cigarette, I'm the boss. I don't have to ask anybody. I just go fucking smoke. But even when I was
and you're doing it right then. It's not I need a cigarette, so 45 minutes from now I'm going to go smoke. Nope, I need a cigarette now.
Yeah, and I've been lucky that in my place of employment, I've been pretty much able. A lot of it was outside, so I was able to smoke whenever the fuck I wanted. So that hasn't been an issue to me in many years. But I understand that side of it.
I actually used the term when I was not smoking or vaping. I would say to my boss, I'm going on a smoke break. Because, I mean, really, at the end of the day, that's all it is. I need 5 minutes. That's a smoke break. Going on a smoke break. Doing the number 9.
Griff says, agreed. Sorry, should disclaimer that was when I wasn't the boss. So.
Yeah.
Let's see, number 5. You want to read this one? It's a lot of words.
Number 5? No, because it's about smoking. Or it's about parents. It's about kids.
I feel like a lot of these are going to be with kids.
Yeah.
The whole
7
thing,
is
the whole on, man. The whole thing is about having kids.
Is it?
Is it?
What's the title of the article?
17 child-free workers share experience of being treated differently for not having kids.
All right. So that's fine. We'll do number 5. We'll break them down by seriousness, I guess. Holidays are a nightmare. I was a department supervisor at a large department store. Let's call it JCPenney, because I don't know where this person works. And would always be scheduled the closing shift every holiday. I never had any of the major holidays off because I was the only one who didn't have kids. One year I put my foot down and demanded they give me Halloween off. I had to fight with the store manager. It helped I had kept every schedule and could show I closed the holiday for the prior 3 years. So they gave it to me off. And when the schedule was posted, one of the soups with kids came and asked me to take her shift. I told her no and that I had requested it off, and she gave me shit because I'm going to miss out on taking my kids trick-or-treating. I still told her no and left. A bit later, I saw the schedule had been changed. That person told the manager I agreed to work for her. When I went to the boss and pointed out I argued for the day off, she told me it's just one day. So they took my day off from me because the parent bitched until she got what she wanted. I ended up turning off my phone and not going in. They wrote me up for it, but oh well. That's the appropriate response right there. Write me up all you want. We had a deal. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll keep my end of the deal. The rest is on you.
Yeah. That's fucked
and
up.
This is actually a perfect scenario. I wholeheartedly agree with this person. Listen, I did 3. I've been considerate of people with kids. I've done my end. Call another store. See if you can get somebody else here. I've done 3. I want to take this one off. As much as they want to walk their kids around trick-or-treating, I want to hand candy out at my house. I fucking know all the neighbors' kids, and I never get to see them dressed up. I want to do it this year. Fuck them.
Yeah. Fake kid. I've had a fake 3-year-old.
Oh, no, that's the one I read out of order.
Oh.
It's fucking brilliant, too.
That's funny. What a terrible job. I work in the games industry. When we were crunching, my manager, who was actually sexually harassed me on the regular, that's nice, would leave as usual time because kids. Since I didn't have a heavy workload, I went home at my usual time one day. My manager pulled me aside the next day and told me I couldn't leave until the end of the crunch day, 11 p.m., even if I had no work to do because it made morale poor. When I asked him why he was leaving early, he said, oh, well, I have kids. So I got to work from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day for months while my boss pieced out as the usual time every day. This was also while I was on immunosuppressants, which made me fatigued on a good day. I remember my boyfriend telling me one night while I was crying from the pain of sitting in the chair all day, the lack of sleep, my job was going to kill me. I think that's about when I hit my breaking point. Oh, and did I mention we worked for shit salary, and most salaried tech workers aren't owed overtime pay. I quit a few months later.
Yeah, fucking way. I will work as many hours as you want me to work for as many hours as you're willing to pay me. That's how that's going to play out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind working a little extra here as long as I'm not, like, I'll work a little extra one week as long as, the week that I have time to take some time off, you don't fucking bust my balls about it.
Yeah, if you're salaried and you're working 80 hours a week because of the holiday, that's fine. Throw me an extra week of vacation. I don't even need to go hour for hour. Just show me some appreciation for the additional effort that I've made.
It's not an expectation. Man, there are a lot of these.
17.
Absolutely agreed. I volunteer to cover Christmas and Easter mornings so that my co-workers who are parents can spend those mornings with their children. But the second it becomes expected of me, just because I don't have kids, that's a no-show. And you know what, man? So, to all of these, right? I'm a big person with, like, we work in a retail setting, right? Or if you work in a retail setting where you're open on Christmas and Easter, right? It should be, and we'll throw Halloween in there, right? Because those are all kids' holidays. It should be, that's fine. The people who don't have kids work on those holidays. As long as your fucking Memorial Day, your 4th of July, and your Labor Day,
I like
those people have that off so that they can go out and get shit-faced drunk because they don't have any fucking kids to watch. You know what I mean?
There should be a vice versa for this. Okay, I don't have kids. So the family, the quote-unquote family holidays, your Christmas, your Easter, your Halloween, I will work that day. But I get the next day off or the day before off, and I get the non-family, the Memorial Day, the July 4th, the Labor Day off and you can have the next day or the day before off. You know what I mean? Like let's make this work. And really, this boils right down to love your neighbor. Be considerate of other people's situation, and expect that they will be considerate of yours as well.
Yeah. I just
This
say
one
I
says,
have kids. It's no one's fucking business. You're there to do your 8 hours. That's it. I'm not a person who wants to be friends at work. I just want to be able to come in, not feel like I have to punch you in the face, work good as a team, and punch out. Anytime I've ever disclosed I'm a childless single female, I've always been stuck on later shifts or being last. F that. She has a point.
I get that. It's called show business, not show friends. That's why. This girl has the right mentality. I'll fucking lie. I got kids, whatever. Griff said, yeah, I used to do signups for holidays, but people without kids got fucked. So now I do it as fair as possible, and you work when you work. Like for me, you either work Thanksgiving or Christmas, myself included. Oh, I think that's perfectly amicable. Oh,
Yeah.
we totally forgot Thanksgiving in all of this, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Well, I think unless you work in a retail setting, that's well, I think most of these are. If you're not in a retail setting, you're not going to be open on those holidays. This one's kind of funny.
This is good.
That LOL one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says me. I need to leave right at 5 today. I have a previous engagement to get to. Employer. Oh yeah, did you buy a new video game? LOL. Me, you let Chris leave early yesterday. I just need to be out the door right at 5, not even early. Employer, he said he had to pick up his kids from school. You can wait 30 minutes. Every job I've ever worked at cut so much slack to the parents. Every single and childless staff have had to suck it up. It's so bullshit. Whenever there's a snow day, every parent calls in sick. And if you're a single person happens to call in that day, they get accused of being hungover or faking. Not cool, bro. It's fair.
You know, this actually kind of triggered in me. Griff's gonna fucking masturbate right now when I say this. This triggered in me a thought. Because in my head, you got to do a little bit extra and be a little bit considerate to the people with kids. The other side of that is, you know what I do every fucking paycheck for people with kids? I give more fucking money in taxes than they do. And then at the end of the year, they get more money back than I do. And that's in consideration of their fucking kids.
Yeah.
Every fucking week I do that. Fuck you, Tommy. That's one.
Why?
Oh, you know what, Mason? You got 2 of them. Fuck you, Mason. That's 2.
Listen, motherfucker, I pay more in taxes than you do.
I hope so.
I do. Shit. I do. I guarantee you that. We don't even have to compare pay stubs. I pay more in taxes because I claim 0. I don't claim my dependent on my dad.
Oh, I claim 0. I claim 0 and I do additional withholding.
We're probably pretty close. I don't do additional withholding, but I do claim. Fuck that. Why would I have them take it out? I'll have them take it out now and I'll get it back at the end of the year. Fuck that.
That's how I feel too. My brother hates that because he's like, it's your money. They're just making interest off it. I'm like, yeah, but I would just spend it. Give me that big check.
Yeah, so I can spend that.
Yep.
Let's see. Some compassion. I like employees that understand staff needs, being kids, pets, extended family. Then don't have kids. Better. That's what Griff said.
They still have. Yeah. You know, if your children are affecting your work, either don't have children or work a different job.
Yeah. Passionate hobbies, moderately dependent friends, or whatever else. If there's no understanding of staff with kids needing a little or scheduling, it's nearly always the women who are expected to deal with it. That part of why women earn less and have more trouble climbing the ladder. At the same time, other staff need to be treated as similar importance, so they can. This is fucking. There's no example of this whatsoever. That was a waste of my time.
No specificity. They still have family. I'm an essential employee, and it's always so frustrating to hear. Oh, they spelled here wrong. That bothers me. People complain about so and so taking Christmas off because they don't have kids. They still have family regardless. If it's their turn to get Christmas off, they don't need to justify it to anybody. They can sit home by themselves if they want. To Griff's point, that person wholeheartedly agrees. Griff said, I choose to have dogs who cost me money and I don't get a tax break. who choose to raise your baby better, why do you get a tax break? Griff, I'm with you, man. I don't understand the tax break thing, because if
hold on. Before he wrote that, he wrote, "Fuck, Pat is gonna get me triggered for hours."
Why? I was on Griff's side on that. Why would that trigger him?
I don't know. Because you're bringing up something.
To Griff's point right there, if I drive a fucking 2022 Lexus, I'm going to pay more in taxes by choice. It's not my choice to just give the government money, but I knew the consequences of purchasing that brand new, very expensive vehicle. As a result, I drive a year-old, Hyundai that's near the bottom of the line. It's not all the way there. I don't drive an Accent. But part of the reason that I made that decision was because of taxes. I don't want to pay a boatload in taxes. So if you have kids, do you not think that they cost money? Like, you're fully aware that when people say you don't want to have kids, one of the first things they say is they're very expensive. So why are we giving you fucking money back when we told you that they were going to be expensive to begin with?
To be fair, I don't want to. Hey, listen, I just want to throw this out there from a guy who is a parent, who is happy that he's a parent, but never wanted to be a parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew all these things ahead of time, and I didn't want any of them, and got bamboozled. So that just being out there, not all parents want to have kids, but
you wanted to have sex.
Sure did. Griff says, "Preach, Pat." Preach, Pat.
Oh man. Yeah, for real though. Tom, do you think that because now, like, this seems far-fetched to me, but I don't think in the current America that it is. How far are we from the government saying every child, because we're having a difficult time with video games and TV, we need to get kids outside? First, it was the No Child Left Behind Act, so we're helping them in school. Let's help them at home. Every child deserves a swimming pool so they can get exercise. And you know who's going to pay for it? Patrick and fucking Griff, with their tax money, are going to put fucking swimming pools in every fucking kid's backyard. Like, how far are we from that? Because I don't see that being unrealistic in this climate.
I hope so. I don't want to pay for the pool that I want.
For real, man. What else are we doing?
I would be excluded because
it goes directly to the parent.
I would be excluded because I make too much money. So,
for now, Griff said, "Here's the greatest environmentally friendly thing you can do: stop incentivizing bringing the greatest burden into our world, more humans." I couldn't agree with that more. You know how many fucking people that can't have kids would love to raise your kid? If you can't afford to raise your kid, make the decision. If you can afford to have your kid, have a kid. If you can't afford the kid, maybe you should give it to somebody who can.
Or don't.
And I bet you stop having all them fucking kids.
Yeah, I'm with Griff on this one. We shouldn't be. Dude, there was a girl.
Exceptions to this rule, bro. For real. I do think there are exceptions to this rule. The Octomom, everybody should be on board with support. Nobody fucking goes into a sexual encounter being like, man, I hope I put 8 babies in this bitch. Like, that did not cross anybody's fucking mind.
Yeah.
Now, if she was on some kind of fertilization medication, then I rescind my previous statement. You knew what the fuck you were doing. You knew the fucking possible side effects, But I really, we'll put you in jail for fucking 20 years for committing a crime, but we won't make you pay 1 second for having some fun, knowing the consequences of it. What the fuck are you watching?
I'm reading the last one, because this one I think is probably the one that's gonna piss me off the most. Years ago,
17?
Yeah, years ago as a childless employee, I was not permitted to use a week of earned sick leave. I had hundreds of hours because I was never sick to go home and take care of my mother who had surgery. Yet employees with kids were allowed to use their sick leave to take their kid to a doctor anytime it sneezed. I'm still bitter about that.
Yeah, that's fucking horseshit.
Griff said, "Fuck that bitch."
It was all related to medication. She was on hormones. So there you go. The hormones, and while she's on hormones, and she ends up with fucking 8 kids, that's on her, not me. So I rescind my previous offer of additional support for her. He said she knew what she was doing. Agreed. You want fucking 80 fingers inside you? Well, you're no different than my high school girlfriend, and you deserve to pay extra money.
Yeah.
To this point, if somebody told me that I could not go take care of my mother, I would tell them that they needed to replace me immediately. There will be no notice. There will be no, pass and go. There will be no collecting $200. I will report directly to my mother's side, and I will be there until she is well again. Or dead. But sure as shit, I will be there next to her.
Yeah, I think so. This said years ago, at least in Connecticut, there's all kinds of laws against that you have to approve that kind of leave. But
to this point, I was at a job, Tom, where you worked for me for nearly 70 years, I believe. And I, with my previous marriage, was going on my honeymoon. I requested 2 weeks off because some people had put together money to pay for my honeymoon. It was a 2-week cruise. And the result of that was my place of employment saying no, because our maximum vacation time was 1 week. I agreed. I didn't put up a fight. I got it. Policy is policy, man. We can only take 1 week. I'll take a 1-week cruise. Shortly thereafter, I ran into somebody at a meeting of managers, and he was talking about his 2-week vacation in Disney, to which I went directly to my supervisor and said, hey, can you fucking spell this out for me? Because I feel like you're mad at me about something. And I explained the whole thing, and he said, well, he has kids, man. They wanted to go to Disney. And I have never, ever forgotten that moment. I still live with that. I still get pissed off thinking about it, because so he had sex. He had sex and got an extra week of vacation out of the deal. That's fucking crazy to me.
Did you offer?
We don't know if he's a good dad or a bad dad.
Did you offer to take that week unpaid? The extra week?
He didn't. So what the fuck does it matter if I did?
Did you have the vacation time?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah,
See,
I could never take a fucking vacation there.
So, like, when Erica and I got married, I did take 2 weeks off. I did not have enough vacation to take 2 weeks off, so I took 1 week paid, 1 week unpaid, and the company didn't say a fucking word about it because they're a decent company. And, when you do what you have to do, they don't, really talk shit to you. So, but again, that's why I'm happy where I work.
Yeah, that's a perfect explanation of why you or I could see ourselves at a retirement ceremony with our company. And in other companies, I just saw myself doing something else. One day I'm going to be able to do this. Here, I'm like, nah, man, like we're going to have some funny fucking stories at that retirement party.
Maybe.
There's a big difference in when your employer treats you well or your employer treats you different.
Yeah.
My employer does not treat me different because of my parental status.
Yeah. I have to say, Pat, I don't think any of these are Karens. I think these are all legitimate gripes. As a guy
I'm okay with these people.
And at the same time, I get that, people have kids and things come up and shit happens and, and when you have kids, you're probably more prone to call outs or having to leave early for, like unexpectedly. So I think naturally people get a pass for that. Where if you don't have kids, you don't, but at the same time,
I don't agree with that. Here's why. I'm going to use you as the example. There have been times where I would argue that you probably could have or should have taken the day off, and you went to work, made sure everything was in stable condition. Even when you were not the boss, you went to work and said, okay, my shit's in order. I have things in my personal life that are going to pull me away from this, but my shit's in order. So now I'm going to step away.
Yeah, but
I don't see that as a call out.
Yeah, but I'm a different breed, right? Where most people...
But you should not be the exception to the rule. That should be the expectation. The exception to the rule should be, like my kid broke his fucking leg this morning, so I can't come in and make sure everything's under control.
Yeah, I get that. But I mean, I've had instances where I was in the middle of doing something, and I had to drop what I was doing and leave. It wasn't an option. So
the more people you have in your family, the more likely you are to have an emergency. I'll buy that.
Well, and don't get me wrong, and I don't think it should change because It shouldn't be because you have a kid that's acceptable. It should be if it's your family, it's acceptable. You know what I mean?
You
If,
coincidentally have a bigger family.
yeah. But you also have to
Griff,
think what about
Erica said.
But you also have to think what about single parents, etc. Given I have a wonderful spouse that really takes up a lot of the slack, so I can really focus on my job. So that also helps. I will
Yes,
be the
and I
first
think
one
that
to
single
say,
parents. I think that the answer to a single parent is clear, open communication from the start. When I say the start, I mean the interview process. I'm a single parent. There will be things that draw me away from the workplace. This is my notice. I'm telling you now that this could be an issue. And if the workplace wants to not hire you because of that, that's on them, not you. Honesty is never on you as a fault.
yeah, but that's not a really like. I don't know if that should be in the interview process. I actually in Connecticut, I think it's illegal to do that, but
It is because they know that bad people will judge you based on that. It's also illegal to say how old you are. That doesn't change anything for me. I think that if your age limits you in some way, you should probably be fucking open. Hey, I was a mason for 35 years and now stocking the shelves at Walmart. If it's dog food and the bag's over 50 pounds, I'm going to blow a fucking knee out. Maybe don't put me in the pet department. Okay. Thank you for being open and honest. That doesn't disqualify you from working here, but it limits the positions that we can put you in. That's fine.
yeah, I hear you. All right, Pat. Well, I think all in all, this was a good podcast. I want to say, hammer the over. No, then they're gonna get sued. Exactly. Ravens or Packers, Pat?
Are the Packers in the game?
Yeah.
The other team.
Okay.
Sorry, Griff. Griff said because if you hire based on that, you're hire or don't hire on that, you're fucked. I agree, Griff. I agree. And it's tough to prove. I mean, that's why things like affirmative action are in place. But I think it definitely, he said, if that comes up in the interview, I changed that combo super quick.
Change it super quick and then don't hire.
Yeah, change it quick, but make a little mental note. That person's not getting a job today. Nah, man, this all boils down to fucking love your neighbor, treat them fucking well. And if somebody is
Pat.
a single parent and B, looking for work, that person is commendable.
Pat, I think the name of the show should be The Hypocritical Mind of Pat.
That's not very fair. Why? What did I say that was hypocritical?
Because you just said love thy neighbor after you talked all kinds of shit about a girl being fat.
One, she's not my neighbor. I'm kidding. Two, I also said I love that girl. I have no problem with her. I would be kind to her, but she is, the ship that froze up the Suez Canal? That was actually her. She was just going for a swim. She's that fucking big. I watched her try to blow through the door at Walmart. It's a double sliding door, and that bitch broke the glass on both sides.
Griff said facts with a crying emoji.
Yeah.
Apparently. No, he's talking about you, the hypocritical mind of Pat.
Oh, that's fucked up, Griff. It's my fault. Listen, Tom broke this girl's heart, and she flooded Torrington. Water poured through the hills because she was crying. Even her tears are fat.
Pat, you ready to end it?
This girl sweats and it smells like fucking breakfast. I can just smell bacon frying as she fucking works out. She's fat. That's my point. She's fat. She's a big girl.
Bacon.
Yeah. Disgusting that you got turned on by anything I said while I was talking about that girl, you sick fuck.
I just heard bacon. I wasn't listening. I just heard bacon and then thought that I just had some bacon because Erica's amazing.
Erica is amazing. I'll give you that. Erica, you should call me so we can discuss Christmas. I have some thoughts.
12th century.
Right now, I'm doing a podcast.
12th century philosopher Patrick the Hypocrisy.
I think it's supposed to say hypocrisy.
Patrick the Hypocrisy.
Don't break her heart that bad since she got married 2 weeks after Tom and I were talking.
I broke her heart so bad. I broke her heart so bad that she had to go marry another person real fast.
That poor sucker. That poor sucker.
I never
Is that
told
guy
you.
still alive, or did she get on top one time?
I never told you that story.
Oh, you've told me. I didn't know that was the girl.
Yeah, that's the girl that she married my cousin.
Do you think he needs to have a special driver's license to put her in the passenger seat?
You're a horrible person, Pat. End the show.
What did I say?
End the show, Pat.
Number niners, I say, good day. Wide load.
Stop before he said what load.
Oh, that's too bad.
Griff, thanks for watching along, man. Had a great time with you today. Hope you come back for more live shows. And I also hope you re-listen to this tomorrow on your way to work. This was a long fucking episode, Pat. We went like...
Griff, I have an unfortunate truth for you. You cannot listen to this episode tomorrow. It's unlisten-toable the day after you're on it. So you can listen to it like next week after a couple episodes have played through. Like you'll be a little bit behind. But if you try to listen the day after you're a part of it, it's so hard, man, because you know the next word all the time. It's like watching a movie twice in a row. It's fucking unbearable. I'm always quite a bit behind. Sometimes I'll go back and listen to like episode 34 just to reset my fucking mental clock and then start listening to the newer episodes.
All right.
Tom, do you listen to the show?
No, I haven't been listening. I don't have enough time in a day, man. I'm really listening to a lot of sports radio because I gotta know who to bet on.
A fucking parent doesn't have any time. I'm so busy with my kids and my sports betting. Maybe.
I literally just said that I'm doing sports betting. It had nothing to do with fucking my kid.
Maybe you shouldn't have had a kid if you don't have time for the podcast, Tom.
I had the kid first.
Knowing that this podcast is going to be in your future one day. That's really selfish.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure. Don't know.
I'm sure he's talking about listening to it right after being on it. It's not easy.
Anyway. Oh, you said I don't listen to my episodes for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's the only way to do it.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later. I say good day.